Hi, welcome back. This is Donna with ABC Cake Decorating and Baking Supplies. On our next destination on our journey through fondant is going to be making our fondant. Once you find out how easy this is, you're going to go, oh my gosh. And you'll find out how economical savings it is for you too. What you need is a microwave safe bowl, a pound of marshmallows. Now what I do with the marshmallows, because we're going to melt them kind of like with Rice Krispie treats, I find the smaller guys melt a whole lot easier than the big ones. We're going to need 4 tablespoons of water and 2 pounds of powdered sugar. Microwave, microsafe bowl, pound of marshmallows, 2 pounds of powdered sugar, 4 tablespoons of water. That's it. First thing we want to do is take our marshmallows, just our regular bag of marshmallows, and I'll plop them in here in our microwave safe bowl. As long as you don't need any, you'll be okay. And then I got my spatula. Now what you want to do is set your microwave at 50% power, and then we're going to start at 30-second intervals. And we're just going to keep stirring it until it's melted, because you don't want to burn it. So don't be in a hurry, just take your time for this, okay? And now it's at 50% power. Now I'm just going to do my little 30-second button here. And if you have it on a minute, that's fine, but just remember to check it every 30 seconds. There's times I think, oh, well, it's going to take about 3 minutes, so I'll set my 3-minute button, and then every 30 seconds think I'm going to go test it. Yeah, a minute and a half later, oh, I forgot. So you want to set it at 30 seconds or what you can remember. And then we're waiting. And then what we want to do after this is we want to go ahead and take our water. We're going to pour our water in here. We'll just set that aside. And we're going to kind of stir this. Now the water is also going to act as an agent to help melt our marshmallows. And you can already see, even after 30 seconds, see how soft the marshmallows are getting? So we're going to go ahead and put it in for another 30 seconds. A hint though, if you are using glass is a really good conductor of heat. So when your marshmallows are almost melted completely, that's when you'll stop and just let the heat from the bowl continue on. Same when you're melting chocolates and stuff. If you're using plastic, it's actually a little better, but I wanted you to be able to see the marshmallow. You can tell this is almost ready here. See how it's just melting? There are recipes out there that call for gelatin and call for corn syrup. Well, your marshmallows already have that in there. And then it also gives it a nice marshmallow taste to it also. So that's why sometimes the homemade fondant tastes a whole lot better than the store-bought. But again, if you're needing black or red, I would suggest buy it. So we'll go for about another 30 seconds. And then we'll check it and we'll see. Now while I'm waiting for my marshmallows to finish melting, I'm going to take a little bit of shortening. I'm going to put it in my hands and rub it on my mat, just so that I'm prepared for when it's ready. And I think we're probably there. So what was that, about a minute and a half? And we'll move this out of the way here. Shut the door. Okay, and this is where it's almost melted, but I don't want to put it in there for any longer of a time because you can still tell that my marshmallows are melting. And my bowl's a little warm. It's not hot, but it's nice and warm. So I got my marshmallows, and you can see how nice they've melted. Next step I want to do is just take out of my 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, I just want to go ahead and take out 2 cups and mix it right in there to give me kind of a dough-like mixture so that I can start to roll it on the rest of the powdered sugar to make my little fondant blob. So we're going to turn, and so we're going to go ahead. Now this is the part where if you don't mind getting your hands ooey gooey, this can be really fun. If you don't like to do this, well, you can always put on some food safe gloves if you'd like. So you can kind of see how the powdered sugar is already starting to incorporate into the marshmallows. I tried this one time and I thought I'd be all nice and neat. I put it in a pan in parchment paper with my powdered sugar. It was a disaster. So I find just spreading it out on my counter is better. And then I can just wipe off everything into my trash can. So oh, look at this. Look at how nice this is looking. Okay, now we're going to say that's good enough. We're going to take the remaining amount of our powdered sugar and we're going to go ahead and pour it on here. And that's why I wanted to make sure my surface was greased a little bit so that as I start mixing it, the marshmallows won't stick to my surface. I want to put a little bit more shortening on my hands because just like when you're making Rice Krispie treats, how you kind of butter your hands a little bit, that's exactly the same reason here. We're going to take our mixture. Doesn't this look delicious? We're just going to do a glob. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just start working it. And believe it or not, it's going to work into a fondant. So we're just going to keep incorporating it. And this can take, you know, probably 5-7 minutes or so because you just want to keep working it. And I wouldn't recommend wearing black when you do this either. And make sure that everything is away from, you're not wearing a fuzzy shirt, no underneath a vent or anything to help blow the powdered sugar away. And then we're going to keep mixing this, and then once it's mixed, we're going to wrap it in saran wrap, and then we're going to let it set for 24 hours. You need to kind of let all the chemicals and all the good things in the powdered sugar and the marshmallows to all work together. Now at this point here, once we've incorporated it all, if you wanted to add a color, this would be a good time to add a color. If you're wanting to do a couple different colors, then what you would do is you would just take it and you would divide it up, and then you would do different colors and then wrap them each individual. So see? You can tell when it stops getting real sticky, that's when you know your fondant. And see? So this is going to be your homemade fondant. And what I'll do is I'm going to divide this up a little bit because sometimes it's easier to work when you're not working on such a big amount once you've got it pretty much incorporated. See? Okay, and that's, you kind of get the picture there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to wipe my hands off. And if you wanted to, you could wash your hands, but I'm going to take a little bit of color. And this is what's nice about these colors. They just have a little squeeze. I'm going to take and just kind of make a little divot in there. And I'm going to maybe Squeeze out a little bit of color. Now, if you're afraid to get the color on your hands, you can wear gloves. But just like anything, I got to get my hands and I got to feel it. So, and then we're going to just start. Now see, even with store-bought fondant, it can start to get sticky like this. If it does, this is where your dusting puff is going to come in. We're just going to take it, kind of roll it around a little bit. And then we're going to and when you're doing your own colors, it does get a little sticky because you've actually added liquid to your fondant. And I'm going to show you another way you can color fondant too, without using food coloring, but it requires you to have fondant already colored to do that. Now, as my hands are getting sticky like this, I am going to take a little bit of shortening and just kind of rub it in my hands. And this is going to let me, now my hands aren't sticking at all. And my fondant is getting to be a nice texture on it. And you can see how you can start just playing with it and spinning it. And now I've got green fondant. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it, roll it in a ball, and then I'm just going to wrap it in some saran wrap. If I want this one to stay white and if I want to color this a different color, wrap it, going to let it set for 24 hours. Then we're going to come back and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to marble the fondant to marble the cake board. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please contact me, Donna, at doublervideo.com. Hope to see you soon.